This is TWiT.
This is the ZTE Axon M. This is the famous foldable phone that you may have seen advertised on the side of the court during the Golden State Warriors games you may have been watching on TV.
Wow, they're pushing it during basketball
ZTE
games?
is actually a big sponsor of the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, okay.
And I was like watching the game in a bar the other day, and I was just like, oh, there's an Axon M on the side of the stadium there being advertised. That's right. I remember about that.
That's very interesting.
Also, this is an exclusive to AT&T, so even, I mean, I don't know if you were considering on buying it, but if you were, you better be at AT&T, otherwise there's no point. Also, another thing to factor in here is that a big selling point of the Axon M, because it has two 5.2-inch displays, it is being touted as a great phone for media, for DirecTV in particular, because AT&T has the whole partnership with DirecTV. So what you see right now is a phone that is splayed out with only one screen on. But when you hit this little M button, which stands for Axon M, you can give it two different screens. It's what's supposed to do right now, please. Come on. There you go. So this has a Snapdragon 821 in it, and if it looks like it was a little slow to you, for those of you watching the camera, the video, that's because, you know, this,
it is.
That's a lot of screen, and it's not like one tablet. It's not like a 7.5-inch tablet, which is what this is essentially supposed to be.
Right. Right.
It's a phone with two screens. So there's two individual like instances going on at the same time, effectively, which is just really.
It's like two phones. Like, yeah. Do they not interact? Can you not drag a icon from one side?
Yes. You can drag with three fingers. Like you can do all this stuff with it. There you go, with the three fingers.
So that's like mirror mode.
So this is the mirror mode. If you want to like share a movie with somebody, or share a website, or listen on Google Assistant. Cool. So you can do that on like the airplane for like, well, I feel like this is a good kid phone, this concept, because this is a phone that you would get for dueling siblings on an airplane, because then they can just use the AB mode. And so yeah, if you swipe, you can move apps to apps. So let's see. Let's do this. I never know where to start. Let's pretend we're going shopping. And
who needs the app drawer when you've got a dedicated app drawer screen?
Yes. So then all you do is you do this three-finger swipe.
It just worked.
Come on. All right.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh wait, no, it did work. Did you see it brought the home screen to the other?
I don't know if it did. Did it?
Wait,
this is crazy. I love it.
Wait, look.
Okay, if you swipe with your thumb and your ring finger,
it.
oh my, look at that.
Oh,
that's like in OS X when you move the status bar. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Or we can do the big giant mode, which uses the whole screen. So I was using this to track Santa.
I mean, that's the mode most people are going to do, right?
Okay.
Right?
Let's say that, right?
I mean, if anyone's going to get this phone.
Flo took the Axon M on BART. And by the way, I went hands-on with this. So if you need more information, like specs or whatever, you can go to PCWorld.com. I went hands-on with this in September, I believe, when this phone was originally announced. So I've been playing Pocket Camp. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, right? So, yeah, doesn't work with the dual screen ability. So guess what? I can only have it on one side. So then you think, oh, well, that's good, Flo, because that means that you check on your animals on one screen, and then, you'll go to Twitter in the other screen. So I'm going to show you all how this works in real time. We're not buying an order track. I cannot believe Amazon is suggesting that on the second day of 2018. Thanks, Amazon. Okay.
No shame, Amazon.
You're right. Okay, let's pretend I need to find directions somewhere. Okay, so we're going to pretend I'm going to get walking directions to my next destination, right?
Okay,
while I'm on the train. So blah, blah, blah. It's just happening over here. Okay, we're playing Animal Crossing. We're doing, hey, you know what I was thinking is that maybe I would get walking directions,
Meanwhile, Animal Crossing still loading.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Animal Crossing's had a lot of server issues over the holiday. So,
well, and it's a Snapdragon 821. So it's not the most.
Let's walk to Lagunitas. You know, you got to walk. You don't want to drink and drive.
Yep. Of course, they're not open on Tuesday. But anyways.
It's okay. For this, it is.
Okay.
All right. Let's pretend we're doing directions. Okay.
I just wish they were.
Let's start some directions. I'm navigating. But now I'm going to. So as you can see. The screen that you have on is the one that is doing all of the processing. So I'm very curious.
Oh.
I'm very curious what's going to happen over here.
That's why it was so slow on the Animal Crossing side. That's why it's so slow.
So it was like, oh, this guy needs me for something. Do not play Animal Crossing on TV Flow. Yeah. So
when you tap over to the maps, does Animal Crossing kind of freeze?
Yes.
Oh.
Jeez. And it's a bummer because I can't even do the big... It's extended mode not available, app not optimized.
I understand why they would do this. I mean, it's not ideal. I understand from a processor and from the system underneath. Like Android, I'm just not thinking in this way. Driving both of those full res screens meant to drive two full apps. I mean, it has split screen capability on Android, but is this on Nougat or is it on Oreo?
This is on
probably Nougat.
7.1.2. So
then on Nougat you can do
what is safe to watch on here. Okay, we can probably put. I'm trying to show. Let's see if this works so that I can get it.
So we got Ice Age playing on one side.
There we go. So now we got Ice Age playing.
Oh, look at that line.
So that's nice. Thank you, Google, for the Ice Age movie, by the way.
Honestly, that's not horrible.
No. This is not that bad.
It's not that bad. That's manageable. If I was on a plane, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, when I played around, I mean, my only point of comparison with this phone is the Sony Tablet P, and it had the bezel, at the fold between the two displays. And if you tried to do this, the two displays were so far apart with that bezel in the middle that it was really distracting. This is a lot better.
This is not that bad. But it's not that bad. And see, now we've got our own personal Ice Age viewing screens.
Oh, okay.
That's good for kids. By the way, it happened very quickly. We didn't get to see it, but when you had the video spanning both screens and you pulled down the notification shade and it was a 2-screen with notification shade, that might be my favorite thing about the phone.
If you're doing this giant notification shade.
Yeah, move the phone down a bit. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, see how
this
long
giant notification shade.
Like the brightness slider.
When you want the finest control of your brightness.
Listen, I need the most amount of screen real estate for my brightness slider.
Wow, this is interesting. This is go back to full screen on the video, please.
Okay.
If you can. And then pull up the controls for the video.
So
notice the one that's split down the middle.
It's the pause button.
Which side do you want to control that on?
You can control it on both sides, by the way. Fun fact.
All right.
That's hysterical.
Okay. I think it's...
What is closed captioning?
This really is what I expected it to be, which is just an interesting...
The whole room.
That's an interesting experiment.
How does the closed captioning know that it's on two screens? I love the fact that this exists in the world.
Yeah.
I do too.
Someone actually came up with this idea and it made it through the entire product development process to the point where it's in Flo's hands right now, and that's why I love the world we live in.
Yeah, it's unique, and we have heard repeatedly for years now, although it seems to be becoming more and more I don't know, immediate or possibly happen this year, but now I think we're hearing it might happen next year, that Samsung has a foldable display phone concept that they are planning on pushing. So like this almost strikes me as like we can do that and we can do it now.
But look,
it's not the best way, but they can be on record as saying we have a device that did that, or we were there before.
And
Samsung
it does.
Was, or whatever.
We've got a whole video playing on one end, so I'm watching Ice Age with captions. And
that's really cool that you could watch something and be doing something on the other screen. That's pretty neat.
Okay.
It's pretty neat. But then, this part feels very stable, which is great. Like the hardware feels stable, but it also feels a little like I will. Yes. How about you show off the buttons?
I'm just
actually,
curious. got a little junk in the trunk, I gotta say.
It does. It does. It's a thick phone, and it's kind of clunky to carry around. And the button, so if you kind of touch the button, the exterior power button on the side there, just kind of feel it. You feel like it moves around a little bit. It's not very stable, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the fingerprint scanner.
Oh, okay.
It works, but it's not as lightning quick is what I meant to say. It's not as lightning quick as, say, the experience maybe Ron had with the Next Bit Robin, which also had that kind of side embedded fingerprint scanner. But I like that there were considerations for these things. This phone, I believe, also has the Dolby backing, so that the music sounds really good, so that music and movies sound good if you're using it to watch something. So, it's...
Oh, look at that.
And there's your full app drawer. There's your full app drawer.
Listen, when you have so many apps, you need 2 screens. That you're living life correctly, man. I like that.
There's a little bit of bloatware on there, too, which I'm a little annoyed.
Well, listen, you got room for bloatware with 2 screens.
Yeah, who cares? Bloat away.
Pack it
on. They did send me a SIM, but I just didn't, with the holidays and everything, for some reason. I couldn't put it in there for some reason. So I didn't get to test telephone calls or anything. But I do want to say that this is a very dense phone.
Yeah, it is.
And I can just imagine, speaking for an hour and a half to my best friend on a weekend, my arm would get very sweaty and tired from this position. But at least you can more easily do this, but then it slips out because it's all glass.
It's all glass, front and back. And not only is it glass on the back, it's a glass display on the back. So no matter how you drop this, you're probably...
it's already a little...
you're probably in for a world of hurt. So I should probably not have this phone.
This was under... Actually, this is on carpet most of the while. It's actually doing pretty okay. But...
Interesting.
And there's a little quick launch button on the bottom. So if you like to watch TV, you can program it. So I programmed it to YouTube TV so that I could just open it and go, YouTube TV.
Nice.
Okay. I have to say also...
It's a curiosity.
It is. But just one other thing. This is the second review unit that they had to send me. Because the first one had the different screen hues on either side. So one side was yellow and one side was white hued. Yeah, and that was the same problem that Android Authority's review unit had, which I saw when I went to their co-working space. So yeah, it was kind of a bummer that it happened to me too.
Yeah.
Which makes me kind of a bummer.
Be very curious to know how many of those
But if you're curious,
probably
at the AT&T store, you can go check it out.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. I want to see it iterated on. I want to see it iterated for a kid audience. I think it'd be great for a kid audience.
Interesting.
How do you make Android better? Add another screen.
I mean,
2-screen-a-palooza. 2-screen flow. That's what we used to call her.
Remember when Samsung first... I like that. When Samsung first came out with the really large display, we poo-pooed it.
Which one?
On the show, the Note series.
The Note. Yeah, we made fun of the Note.
I remember the Galaxy Mega became mainstream.
I remember when phones had one screen and we had to scroll through our apps. But no, you kids with your 2-screen phones, you could see all your apps at once.
Double your expectations.
I love how in the marketing they just show the doubles. Like they have to tout it, but it's like, hey, look at this big gap between the two screens. Who cares? It's like I love it. Yeah. I really like this.
There is a case for it, by the way.
Oh, really?
There is a case, which I am going to drop in really quick.
Oh, into the chat. So it's in the doc chat.
Victor, in the doc chat. There is a case for it. There's one case, and it's black.
Too, just in case you're there.
And it was made specifically for the folding mechanism.
I was gonna say if you're an accessories maker, it's a risk whether you want to get into the ZTE Axon M.
Yeah, you're taking a risk on that one.
$34.99 for a little bit of extra. And look, it folds out and everything.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, wow.
I think that's all I have to say about the Axon.
It's like a bracket case kind of thing. Yeah. Interesting.
Okay.
That's too funny.
I mean, but that gives you a little bit of raise around the display itself so that the glass isn't the first thing that touches any surface you ever set your phone down on. That's kind of what that provides.
This is definitely business phone. This is like all business, but I want to see it be more for the kiddos.
Yeah.
I want to see a little different market come out of this.
Very
interesting position. Yeah.